One, thank you for your donations. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Awesome. Good job, guys. I know, right? We're on the same page. It's our time. What else was I going to tell you business-wise? Oh, I have a gift for you. Are you guys ready for your gift?
Yes.
Okay, I have 2 gifts for you. One, Mr. House's PowerPoint notes are on Edmodo. My second gift to you is no quiz tomorrow because this has been a weird week, so happy Friday.
I'd just like to thank not only God, but also Jesus. I'd like to thank all the little people I stepped on to get here. And my parents. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
I'm going to have to remind, if you guys see Miss Griggs coming, let me know because it's too, you guys donated so much money I can't hang it on the thing. So, good job.
That's my quarters.
Yeah, it's mine too. It's all of your quarters. Okay, so yesterday we spent a lot of time talking about battles, okay? We're going to switch gears a little bit, talk less about battles today and more about what was going on the home front. So what was your life like if you were an average citizen, if you were living at home during the war, okay? Tomorrow we're going to pick up again with some more battle-y related stuff, but today I want you to get a feel for what life was like at home, okay? Yeah, so that's the plan. So, this is section 3. It is a global conflict. So we'll start it today, and we'll keep working through it tomorrow and potentially Monday. It's a pretty heavy section. Both, yeah, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Metaphorically, good. So it might take us 3 or 4 days to get. But today our focus is what life was like at home. Okay. So we are in World War I. We have reached the point where we are in total war. Check out your vocabulary. What is a total war? Yeah. Okay.
One country devotes like all its resources to war.
Yeah, good. When a country devotes all of its resources to war. So we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about how that works out in practice. So first, let's talk about how that affects the economy. In a time of total war, the government will take control in terms of regulating the economy. So the government will have a direct influence on the economy. So how does the government do that? Well, it does things like control factory production. What do you think needs to be produced during wartime?
War supplies.
War supplies, good. What else? Food, good. What else? Yeah. Munitions, first aid stuff, good. Medical equipment, okay? So the government is going to look at what's being produced in factories and it's going to control how much is produced and also what is produced. So again, the government will control how much is produced and what is produced. The government will also oversee a number of factory transformations. So factories that were just making regular stuff, regular, clothing or regular, maybe cars, right? Regular goods that were going to be sold to average citizens. A lot of those factories are actually going to be transformed into things that make war materials. So a factory that made, shirts might be transformed into a factory that makes military uniforms or that makes jackets. A factory that produces cars might be transformed into a factory that produces tanks. okay? So we'll see that regular factories are going to be transformed into ones that now make military supplies. How do you think this is going to affect employment? Yeah.
More people are gonna get
Yeah, more people are going to get jobs. Unemployment is going to be virtually reduced to zero, okay? Lots and lots of people are going to work. Anybody have any guesses about who was going to work who haven't been previously? Good, we're going to see women going to work, okay? Women are going to take over factory jobs. They're going to take over farming jobs. They're going to fill the place of men who've gone off to war.
It was a draft duty. It was a draft duty, right? Like in the US.
Yes, eventually. Good
So,
question.
well, yeah, but like, were the only men that stayed home were ones that like couldn't do it,
Right, virtually, right? We talked yesterday about the idea of the World War I generation being lost,
Yeah.
right? So much loss of life, which again, we're gonna cover in the next couple days. So much loss of life meant that we're going to see like a big disproportionate relationship between the number of men and the number of women throughout Europe and in the US to some extent, but mostly in Europe.
You know the movie A League of Their Own?
I do
Did
know
that
maybe
take-
a League of Their Own.
Did that take part during this war or the Second World War?
I honestly have not seen that movie in a really long time and I don't remember. But we can look that up. Great movie though. I haven't seen that. Yeah.
I feel, yeah.
I think it's World War II,
Second
but I
one.
could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, good, because we're going to actually talk about this kind of transformation again, right? So women in World War I, they're going to go to work, they're going to be super pumped about it, right? We're going to see women working outside the home in jobs that are not like, you know, we talked about like textile jobs. Women are going to be working in like factory jobs. And we're going to see that after World War I, most women are going to go back and work in the home. But when we see this happen again during World War II, we're going to see that women are going to resist that transformation back to working in the home. Thank you. And hello. Thank you very much. All right, so unemployment reduced to zero. We're going to see lots of women working outside the home. Yay. Last thing we need to talk about in terms of the idea of total war is rationing. What is rationing? Yes?
Can you limit the amount of products someone can buy?
Yeah, you're going to limit the amount of a product that someone can buy. What do you think were being rationed during World War I?
Food?
Yeah, good food. Yeah, clothing in some cases, good. So we're going to see, oh sorry.
I was going to say things that contain like tin and...
Good. Yeah, things that could also contain like metals that could be used for making ammunition. Very good, right? So we're going to see that the government's also going to control how much food you get, what kind of clothing, you know, maybe in some ways what kind of products you buy, because everything is focused towards the war effort. Everything that you're doing is to help your country for the war effort. So we're going to see that during World War I, the government is going to take control of everyday life. We're also going to see that they're going to take control of the way that information is spread. So governments throughout Europe and the United States are going to censor the news. What does that word mean, censor?
It means like to not put something in or like to replace something, you know, something better.
Yeah, right, the idea that news is going to be restricted, right? It's going to have to be approved by someone in the government before it's sent out to the public. Okay, so what does that mean if you are the average newspaper reader? Yeah.
You're only getting one bias.
Yeah, good. You're only getting one bias. You're only getting one side of the story. Very good. Why did the government censor the news? They feared honesty, right? We talked about, and you guys talked about with Mr. House earlier this week, how horrible World War I was, right? It was transformative. We'd never used technology before to kill people like mustard gas or machine guns. Or we talked about we're much more efficient at killing people during World War I, okay? The government was afraid that people were not ready to do that. What do you think they were afraid of if people saw what was really going on in World War I? Yeah.
They would lose their support once people would start having
Yeah, very good. They're worried that not only would they lose support of the soldiers in the field, but they'd lose support of the people at home, okay? So they feared that being honest with the people would make them turn against the war effort. And you never want people to turn against the war effort when you're putting all of your energy towards that. So one of the things that governments, again, in the United States and all throughout Europe are going to do is use propaganda. And I put the definition up here for you because we're going to talk a lot about propaganda today. So propaganda being one-sided information designed to persuade, keep up morale, or I'm also very excited. It should be fun. See.
When we do it, can we watch the boy in the striped pajamas?
I've never seen that.
It's on Netflix.
I love Captain America, but yeah, maybe we can. I'll take a look at it.
It's about Nazi Germany and the dad is one of the head generals.
Yeah.
Actually terrifying. It's very sad.
I thought the movie was better than the book.
I didn't read the book, but I love
so-
it. It's so good.
So guys, we're gonna look at some different pieces of propaganda, yay. What I'm giving to you now are a list of techniques that we're going to be talking about today.
Are they on the sheet? Right.
Oh, they're on the sheet, you don't just write them down. And also, if you want them, they're on Edmodo if you prefer digital things. All right, these are kind of sticking together, so if you're short one, just pass it to your neighbor, like across. All right, so what I have on this list for you guys are different propaganda techniques that we're going to talk about today, okay? So we're going to look at some mostly from English-speaking countries, sorry, because we speak English, we're going to look at mostly things from Britain and from the United States, but we are going to look at a couple from Russia and Germany, I think, okay? So this one is our first propaganda technique. Our first propaganda technique is name calling. Can I get someone to read the name calling description? Yeah, go for it.
This technique attempts to arouse prejudices in an audience by labeling the object of the propaganda campaign as something the target audience fears, hates, loathes, or finds undesirable.
Okay, good. So how do you see name calling in this poster? Yeah, Francis. Okay, the word brute kind of stands out. Who is being called a brute? Yeah, Aaron. Good, Jeremy. How do you know? Okay, good. The hat and? You can, maybe it's hard to see, but this, what's it called?
Club?
Club, thank you. The club says Kultur, which is the German word for culture. So he's standing there wearing his German military hat, being called a brute. Okay, so Germany is being represented by the monkey or the gorilla, right? And who is the gorilla carrying off if this is enlist in the U.S. Army?
Lady Liberty.
Good, Lady Liberty, right? So the artists are using this idea of name calling, right? They're saying, you know what, take on this scary German brute who we're representing as a gorilla, right? If you were walking down the street during World War I, would you maybe want to enlist? Yeah, right? Does this seem like a pretty scary thing that you fear that you don't want to deal with, that you might be willing to take up arms and fight against? Yeah, right? You don't want some scary German guy carrying away Lady Liberty, right? That's kind of not your general. Good. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next one is glittering generalities. Who wants to read that one? Go for it, Alex.
Glittering generalities are intensely emotionally appealing words so closely associated with highly valued concepts and beliefs that they carry conviction without supporting information or reason. They appeal to such emotions as love of country, home, and desire for peace, freedom, glory, honor, etc.
Good. Okay, so what glittering generalities do you see in this poster? Yeah.
Patriotic.
Good. The word patriotic, right? It's one of those words that appeal to emotions of love and country, right? Be patriotic. Support America. Good. What else? What about the imagery? Yes, baby. I can tell you want to speak. Pretty lady. Right? Pretty lady. Who's she probably representing? Good. Again, we've got Lady Liberty, right? These symbols of America, asking you to what? Save food in this case, or enlist in the army, right? Be patriotic. Help the guys who are overseas fighting, okay? What about our next one? The testimonial. Who can read that one?
Mr. Moose had that.
He had that one too?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay. Go for it, Megan.
The testimonial places an official sanction of a represented person or employee on a propaganda message. This is done in an effort to help the target audience to identify itself with the authority, to keep people to accept the authority's opinions and beliefs as its own.
Good. So first of all, what do you think is happening here? Yeah, right, trying to get people to enlist. Who is trying to do this? Yeah, good. Great Britain, the British government. Okay, how do you know? Right, he's wearing the flag as a vest, right? Very patriotic. Who does he remind you of?
Donald Trump. His face looks
I
like
was
it.
gonna say church.
Uncle Sam, good. That's what I was going for, although.
The British Uncle Sam.
But yeah, the British Uncle Sam, good, right? So he's asking you to enlist. He's saying, you know what? Is it in you, right? I'm asking you as an authority figure to come in and enlist in the British Army, right? How else do you know that he is a symbol of powerful Britain? What else do you see that represents Britain?
He looks pretty wealthy.
Right, he looks very wealthy, right? He looks like he's in control, okay? You can see his power, and he's supported, right, by these guys who are already soldiers ready to go fight in World War I. Okay? A couple more. Let's look at the plain folks argument. Who can read the plain folks? Yeah, go for it, Maxim.
The plain folks of common man approach attempts to convince the audience that this position reflect the common sense of the people. It is designed to win the confidence of the audience by communicating in a common manner and style of the audience. Protect in this, use ordinary language and mannerisms in an attempt to identify their point of view with that of the average person.
Good. You're good. No worries. Okay, so it's in Russian. I don't speak Russian. Does anybody speak Russian? Darn. I meant to ask, I have a friend right now who's been living in Russia since we were in college. She went to study abroad and then never came back. So I meant to send this to her last night. Tell me what this says in English, but I forgot. But you can still see this common man or plain folks approach. What do you notice? How can you tell that this is an average person? Yeah.
They're working.
Okay, they're working. Good. What else?
It's a man wearing like common clothes.
Yeah, right. You can tell by her clothing. What else?
She's in a factory.
Yeah, right. She's in a factory. She's probably working to make war materials. How does she look different than the guy in front on the last slide? Yeah.
She's not directly looking at you. She's doing something else.
Right. Yeah. He's standing there, asserting his power, being all strong and pointing at you, and she's just there as an average person doing her work. But the fact that she's doing her work makes her relatable, right? How many of you guys look at her and find her more relatable than the guy on the last slide? Right, me too, right? She's much softer, she's doing things that I can imagine myself doing, right? Going to work during wartime, okay? Yeah.
I'm just confused, why? What was their goal?
to get people to support the war effort, right?
Oh, okay. So just, okay.
Yeah, just using it as a tool, right? The idea is to get people behind the idea of the war. So these posters would be hanging up all over the place, trying to get people to enlist or to save food or to go work in a factory.
This isn't necessarily enlisting, it's just like support us.
Yes, support us. Good, good. So you can't maybe go to work, maybe you're going to work in a factory like this lady. Yeah, and she, she's definitely very relatable. I also picked her because we need to also make note that women were being targeted as well, right? This is the first time we see women going to the factories to support a major war effort. Okay, last one. We've got the bandwagon effect. Who can read the bandwagon one? Go for it, Jill.
This is the everyone is doing it technique. Look for words like journey and battle and movement and march and mandate for change.
Good, okay. So this one, German guy, okay, he's saying, so wie wir kämpfen, so we will fight, right? He's also saying, arbeite du für den Sieg, work for the victory, right? If you work, we'll achieve victory. So we're gonna fight together, okay? If you were a German soldier, might you feel like enlisting because of this emotional plea? Yeah, maybe, right? Everyone's doing it, right? Does he look like a guy that you might support?
He's staring into my soul.
He's staring into your soul.
He looks like way too confused.
He kind of does look like George Clooney. Weird.
A little bit.
Yeah,
My name's George
okay.
W.
But right, he's the kind of guy that you might say, all right, I'm gonna go do this, right? He looks like he's ready to go. He looks like a good soldier. He says that we're gonna fight together for victory, so I can support him and I can go fight for victory as well. Okay. So anybody else have comments about this one? I like this one. Yeah. Probably ducking into a trench, right? Trying not to get shot. Good. Okay, so I want to look at some more of these. Does anyone have any questions about the 5 techniques before we venture forward? No? Sweet. Okay, so I posted another PowerPoint slide set on Edmodo of a bunch of different posters for you guys to look at. Again, most of them are in English because I can't German translate so many of them. And I don't speak Russian or French. Sadly, I wish I did, but I don't. So what I want you to do is go ahead and if you have a device, go ahead and pull up that second PowerPoint. If you need a device, I've got some on the desk here for you. Or actually, here, I'll pull it up. So we can look at one together. Yeah, also grab a separate sheet of paper for me, that would be lovely.
Did you want to try it or online?
You can turn it online. Why and how that technique is effective. Okay, I put a bunch on the slideshow so you can look through, you can pick the ones that you like best or that you think are the most interesting, okay? And then write out information about at least 2 of them, okay? If you want to do more, if you have time to do more, that's fine, but at least 2. So we can just look through really quickly. There's your soldiers seed babies. That's a fact. Do you think this is a little biased?
A little bit.
A little
What
bit.
is Team Demo? It said
Yeah,
join Team Demo.
Group of fighters. Yeah, just put the number. So we've got an Irish hero, 1 Irishman defeats 10 Germans. Lend your 5 shillings to your country and crush the Germans, okay? Help Uncle Sam stamp out the Kaiser. Good news from home, right? Tanks, planes, guns, and ships. Production. Are we afraid? No.
Look how cute they are!
Okay, check out how cute they are, but why? What's the significance of these guys on the outside?
They're keeping the flag down.
Okay, they're keeping the flag down. What is on them?
Their
Names,
names.
Okay, what are their names?
countries,
Countries. Keep going.
alliances, allies,
Colonies.
Good, right? Colonies, right? We're still extending that age of colonialism, right? So Britain had the ability to go get people to fight from Australia, from Canada, right? You're supporting the mother country. Good. After you have analyzed at least two, you have the choice. You can either analyze more if you have time, or if you are feeling artsy this morning, I feel bad Carol is not here, this was really for her. If you're feeling artsy, you can go ahead and draw your own poster to relate to what we talked about and use one of the propaganda techniques from your list. Okay? You guys feel good about that? Have questions? I don't mind if you want to work with your neighbor. I'll probably come around and bug you as you're going through, so be ready to tell me the cool stuff that you guys are talking about. Okay?
Are we doing this?
Yeah, so pull out this on a separate sheet of paper so you can turn it into me before you go.
And is it in the chapter 13 folder?
Yeah, chapter 13 folder is called Propaganda Analysis. Again, if you need an iPad, feel free to steal one. And by steal, I mean just sign it out on the board. Anybody heard from Carol? Is she okay? Haven't heard from her?
All I got was a poster for like yesterday morning, and she like showing me her English project. That was about it.
So again, you can either work by yourself or work with your desk buddies. I don't mind either. It's okay. It is the 17th and it's St. Patrick's Day.
Is that like a school? Is that
Yes.
just school?
No, this is where my sister went to college. I just was like, I need something green. I'm stealing it.
I just saw you had a shirt with because I'm from Wilson.
That's hilarious.
I was like,
Well, I do love Will Smith and Welcome to Miami. Might be one of my favorite songs of all time. And Wild Wild West might be the worst movie of all time. No, this is where she went to college. She went to New York and she never came back. So sad. More than one of them. Which ones are you
they're like fun.
Are you going? I really like that place. I was on there. Oh, that's it. I'm just trying to figure that out. we're probably not like a big group of voters, but the fact that you decided to do, I would think others. You go. What other one did you look at? Or is it the same?
And I also consider.
Yes. Definitely, it's great. Join us, join the fight. That works. Why? Explain. Yeah. And what else, how else can you like release one that's just like an average guy? What else about the coastal pen? Points you that direction. Okay, that, and what else? What else is the version say? That's true.
Right, like he says, like good news from home. Right, like I'm probably getting a letter, I'm probably hearing from my girlfriend or whatever, right, that this is what is happening. And plus, like, this is really good for social.
We only have to create one.
Got it, British guy as well.
How many do we have on
Oh,
it?
there you go.
Okay, that works. What else? Okay. Yeah, great. That was great. Oh, and what about, okay. What do you say about that? It is probably the older than it is. Okay. How else is there a portray that's like not right. Alrighty, it looks like a lot of you have gotten at least one or two down. If you have done so, go ahead and start collaborating with your neighbor to draw your own. I want to see your creative ideas. You can either draw your own on paper or use that cool thing.
That's
Awesome. It's okay, I'm also not artistic, but that's really good. Okay, do another one. That's
Yeah, I got one.
a pickle? Because they're sour. I can make like Germany a pickle because they're sour. I like pickles. I love pickles. Maybe nobody likes you, McKenna.
Yeah.
Don't be bashing pickles.
Whoa, wait, is she?
Yeah. She said no one likes pickles.
Everyone likes pickles. No one likes pickles.
Okay, that's it. I'm making Germany a pickle.
It was so cool. I was my mom around told everyone I saw. I got the whole like, Mom, what about it? Germany. So now you get to drop it.
Look at my shoes. Sounds like you're in a pickle.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Wait, they can't be happy. They have to be angry.
I also have markers.
Look at this enraged pickle.
That's the pickle really cool one.
It's sour, like Germany.
Okay, I'll take it. Keep going with that.
I don't know what to say about this.
We're gonna do like a same one, like
I don't know what to say about it. What should I say about it?
See, contributions from me are just always the first two.
Don't be sour. No, I need you to say
Our 35
it's like a plus sign, like, he's supposed to be evil. Watch one of them. And down here.
So we're like people's water.
Oh, really? Are you guys
Do you have any ideas you want to share with me?
No, do you have any ideas you want to share with me?
No.
I now have 2 propaganda posters. Don't be a sour pickle.
That's terrible.
He has a little helmet on. I'll color it.
His name Colin.
Did you say his name's Colin?
No, the name Colin. It's called Germany a pickle.
No, he just said his name's Colin.
Look,
And I was like, okay. He named him Colin. It's a pickle.
don't be a sour pickle.
Where's the gun?
Colin, what's the picture?
Do you guys have a good one?
What if I just said join the army? It's fine.
Oh, I do. It's catchy.
You like it? Join the army. You'll have lots of
Have a good
farming.
The army. You're on the army.
Military. No dairy.
We need your farming for the army.
I said join the army.
Drugs?
It's your army, but that's okay.
Drugs? Is that what you said?
No, I said army.
Farming?
How's it going over here?
Don't be sour. Don't be It's wearing a military helmet. It kind of looks like it. Good job. That's pretty artistic.
He's a badge. He's an honorable.
Alright guys,
We need
just about a minute
It's
left,
fun
so wrap up your drawings,
in the
wrap up
army.
your
It's fun
responses to the propaganda posters. Make sure you have them torn out of your notebook so you can hand them to me before you go.
real conundrum.
Sour.
Just give me what you have so far. You can write down where you're headed.
She goes, it's a real conundrum.
I'm just gonna write
Pickle.
at the bottom like that.
You'll understand in English.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you did it digitally, you can go ahead and put it on
It's
Edmodo.
such a conundrum. Pick. Do you want this turned in?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That looks good. Oh no, I forgot.
Do I just pass it up or? Just read it.
Alright guys, before you head out the door, hand me your drawing.
Is that going on display?
Yes.
The sour pickle?
I'm going to frame it
Laminated.
and hang it for future generations of presidents.
Okay.